Hi guys. All right, it's Mr. Elam. What we're going to be doing today is we're going to be going over a tutorial on how to use colored pencil. A lot of you are saying, well, that's stupid. I know how to use colored pencil. I've been using colored pencils for years. Well, that's fine and dandy. I'm going to teach you how to use them a little bit better. Okay? Tools you're going to need for colored pencils. Going to need a variety of color pencils. Typically, what can get you through on any basic thing is red, blue, yellow, green, orange, purple, black, and white. And I'll talk about what some of the black and white will do with you. What I want you to understand is just like with regular pencil, um, colored pencils are pressure sensitive tools. The harder you press, the darker it's going to be. The lighter you hold up on the pencil, the lighter it's going to be. What I want to see you guys do, especially when you're doing your colored pencil studies in your sketchbook, I want to see you guys make sure you can get a value scale using colored pencil. You can't blend it with like a blending tool. You can, but I'll show you how to. But it's not like a blending stick. You know, if you go from a really hard pushing color like this red that we've got going on, and the more I loosen up and I'm going back, I can change the tone. Not changing the color, I'm just changing the tone. When we talk about tone, we're talking about the lightness or darkness of a color or shadow. You know, darker tone, a lighter tone. We can blend these from tone to tone just by the weight of my hand. And I'll show you how to extend some of this as well. You know, the lighter I push, the lighter it's going to be. When red's lighter tone, when you're talking about light red, a lot of you think of it as a different color. You think of pink. Pink is just a different tone of red. It's just like a lighter red. You can start to see how that's blending out. I can extend it out as far as I want. Now, there are a couple tools available that you can use to help get a nice, smoother blend with your colored pencils. I'll talk about those here in just a second. I'm just going to continue to extend that out until I get to a white. Blend this out just a little bit. There we go. Okay. Now, there's a specialized tool. It's a colorless blender. It's basically, it just will blend colored pencils. Can do that. Not very many people have these. I've got like one or two hanging around. Another thing you can use white. White will go back in and sort of push all this together. Because what colored pencil is basically hardened wax. This is just a white hardened wax, and it'll create a little bit of a blend. Okay? So it'll help you blend. What I want to see you do in your sketchbooks is I want to see you create a value scale. I want you to try it with 2 to 3 different colors. Now, another thing you can think about with your value scale is there is a darker version too. You know, it doesn't only go to light. When you're dealing with color, it's going to go to black. You know, maybe I have a little bit of black over here. I'm going to blend it to the red. I'm going to combine the red and that black together. Push hard. It's going to tell me where I need to have tonal changes. Like, oh, right there, that's horrible. That's a horrible transition line. So what do I need to do? I need to go back in with my black Sort of blend it out using the weight of my hand, and then go back in with the red and use that sort of like the blending stick as well. So to blend out. So you've got a blend from black to a red and so on. Now you can also, if you make a mistake, you can go in and erase a little bit of this. I didn't like that there. I didn't like, there was that line I didn't like. I can blend that in into my black a little bit better. Or I can take the black, go in a little bit more. So I'm working from black to a white, okay? You want to try to get the blends as smooth as possible. I can go back in with that white a little bit. Still, it's really kind of awkward there. You can work it out though. You get the basic idea, all right? That you're going to create a value scale. We're using about two to three different colors. There's a different type of scale that you're going to be creating too. You're going to be creating a prismatic scale. What a prismatic scale is, and you're talking about working through the spectrum of colors. If you guys have heard of the color wheel, it goes red, red, orange, orange, yellow, orange, yellow, orange, yellow, yellow, green, green, blue, green, blue, blue, violet, 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 red, back to red. What you're going to do is you're basically going to create that with the colored pencils. You're going to let them blend together. For example, let's say I'm going to start with the red. I'm going to start with the red. I'm going to loosen that up a little bit. I'm going to go to orange. I'm going to blend that red right into the orange. We want to extend that red out just a little bit. And I'm pushing relatively hard on here. Now to get my orange to a yellow, I want to really lighten up the orange because your yellow is your lightest color and it's going to be the hardest to blend with a lot of times. So I can get I end up getting a yellow orange there, sort of blending that. I'm going to extend out the yellow a little bit more than what I have. I'm going to go back in with my orange a little bit. Just lightly add more orange with that. I'm going to keep bringing that yellow out because I need to have enough room for it to blend into the green. So I've blended from a red to an orange to a yellow. I'm going to blend into a green now. I'm going to start here and I'm going to go lightly over to my yellow. Reason I'm doing that is I want to sort of blend everything a little bit lightly so I can go back in with the yellow and blend that in. It's actually going to blend in a little bit. Now I'm going to bring the green out. Can darken that up. I'm going to start lightening the green up a little bit again because I'm going to go into my next tone, which is going to be blue. Going with blue. Start dark here. Sort of work my way in, lighten it up a little bit. So I have a blue-green. Mixing that back and forth. I'm trying to get as few transition lines as I possibly can. The yellow is hard, but it can be done. Now I'm going to go to blue, and I'm going to go into a blue violet. So I got to go get my purple. Start with the dark right there. Start blending it over. You can always blend with the lighter color of your two. So for example, I could go back in with the blue and sort of blend that back in too. So I've got this coming through. Now I've gone from red to orange to yellow to green to blue to violet. That just takes me back to red. So if I want to just blend that into red, I get the red violet. Into red. So that's a prismatic scale. So you're working a prismatic scale in there. Okay, that's what you need to do. You need to create color value scale, prismatic scale, and also want to show you that you can blend with other things too. Say, for example, thinking about your prismatic colors, how things work. If you have, let's say, I'm going to take a regular pencil, and let's say, I usually draw spheres on here. Okay. Say I have and I'm going to do two of these. I'm going to do two yellow spheres. I can start out with using my yellow and create value. I know where light is. Light's coming from right here. I can get it colored in, leaving some white, and I'm using value. I'm loosening up on my hand, but now I want to get shadow in there. I can go one of two ways. I could go with greens, or I could go with oranges. I'm going to go with orange real quick, and then I'll do the green version too. So I could go in and use my shadowing by using another color, not using black. If you're doing shading or blending or using shadow colors with colored pencil, don't ever use black unless you really need to. At the very end, if you need something super dark, that's fine, but your typical shadows, you don't really need black. You need to use prismatic scale. Think about how that's going to blend in. I'm just very lightly going in. It's keeping that yellow. Here I'm going to push a little bit harder. This stuff will go over top of each other and create shadow. I could go back in with some red and find some other areas. Now, something else you can do, it's nice about this, I can always use that base yellow to help blend colors in a little bit too. You can always use that yellow to go back in, sort of soften colors up. Now, if I needed to get something real dark in there, I could use brown. Brown looks really good on this. I'm going to show you something else you can do that you're going to think is really weird. On a color wheel, the color opposite of yellow is purple. I can use a little bit of the purple and it's going to come off looking black and create more of a realistic shadow color for anything. Okay, so I've basically created that way. Now if I were to do this again, I'm going to go ahead and create a shadow. I'm going to use purple and browns to create the shadow, the cast shadow. Purple and brown mix. Sounds gross, but it creates more of a realistic black, and that brown gives you a reflection of that color pretty well. Okay, so there's that. Now if I were to do this again with a yellow sphere, I want you to practice different colors, and I'll show you different colors schemes that'll go in. Do the same sort of thing. At this time, instead of going from yellow to a orange and red on the prismatic scale, we're going to go green on the other scale. Okay, so I've got my green. I can go in, and it changes the feel of the sphere depending on how you want to color things, how you want it to feel, how you want it to look. There are two different ways you can take yellow. Okay, now again, I'm going to go back in with the yellow, blend that out a little bit, create blends with it. And I haven't been pushing hard on the green. I can find areas that I need to push harder on to make everything stand out. And that creates that. I could go in and get a little bit darker with the blue. Helps darken that shadow. I'm just following along with the prismatic scale, following along with the color wheel. So that's becoming that. Now, if I need to get darker, I could go in and use black. Maybe I go in and touch it up with just a little bit of black. Now we use green as my shadow, and I'm also going to use blue because it's a nice dark tone. I'll probably use a little bit of black in there as well. But that's how you're going to shadow and shade with colored pencil. Now, other ways you can do this too. Say you have an object that's green. We're going to do this sphere with green. I just do spheres because it's easiest for you guys to see. I can go in, get a sphere that's green. Now, if I'm following prismatic color to pull in shadow, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to use blue. This is just green this time. It's not the yellow. I don't have a yellow overtone. This is just going to be a green ball. But a lot of times that green ball might have some yellows in it. I can work through, get some darker areas similar to this. Could even work purples in. Purple doesn't really go with green except that it's a secondary color, but it'll add darkness. It'll make it blacker. So just a basic green one, okay? What I want you guys to do is think about all these different colors, how they can blend into each other. You know, if you can blend it into any of this other stuff, say, how about I do another eye? I always do eyes, you know. Sketch this out, break things down into shape. Now, I'm gonna bring my black. What color of eye should I do? What color should the eye be? Highlight there. Let's do a blue eye, just because I can. Now I've just gotten the black in there, and I can blend if I want a little bit of highlight. You know, I've got different blues. I want to use a little bit of this light blue. Go in. Now I can use a variety of different blues. You know, let's say I go in and use. I'm going to use this light blue first. I'm just going to go in, get a basic tone in there. Just like that. I can go back in with the other blue and overlap it. Create shadow. Blend that out a little bit more. I can go in, use a little bit of purple too, to help pull some of the darkness out. I'm going to go back in with a little bit of black. I want this to be a darker blue. So I'm blending that black into the blue to get like a navy blue. You can start to see that eye start to really pop and shine. Now I'm going to get really light in the white of the eye, because there's still shadowing in the eye. I can get that. Now, if I want to get sort of where's the red? You know, the corners of the eyes where there's some reds and pinks. There's in there. If I want to get eyelashes, I can use whatever color I want. I'm going to use the black for that. Now for skin tone, a lot of people want to know what skin tone. A lot of times for just basic skin tone, I'll start with very light orange and get very light skin tone in. Then I can go back in with reds and create shadows. I can use browns to get where's my brown? There it is. To get more shadows in. And I'm not pushing hard, I'm just pushing softly and getting things in there. Okay? So that's basically how you're going to blend stuff, right? I want you to do in your sketchbooks, I want to see at least 2 different value scales. I want to see 1 prismatic. I want to see at least 3 spheres and a drawing. It doesn't have to be an eye. It can be whatever you want. I just want you to practice with the colored pencils in your sketchbook, okay? So that's a little quick tip on colored pencils. So, Mr. Elam, out.